the hunter of magical creatures. They hire you in November, when the forbidden forest begins to exhale mist and ministry aurors cease their patrols along the border. The meeting takes place in a back room of the Leaky Cauldron, a contract on parchment, unsealed. The man across from you offers no name, only deadlines, sums, a list. Unicorn horn, 200 galleons. Blood, by the vial, fresh. Thestral bone, by weight. Basilisk venom, if you can find it. The ministry banned the trade in 1947. The market still pays. You agree. You have 3 children and a debt that grows faster than your wages. They issue your equipment that same evening. A leather cloak inscribed with protective runes, worn smooth by the previous owner. Your wand is your own. Fine wood, 11 inches, unicorn hair core. The irony is not lost on you. Steel cables, nets, enchanted stakes for makeshift barriers, vials of sleeping draught, a knife with a dragonbone handle. The blade doesn't cut cleanly. It saws slowly with a rasp. They explain field work, flexible deadlines, payment upon delivery. Ask no questions. To whom you deliver is none of your concern. Who buys it? Likewise, you nod. 20 galleons up front for expenses. Enough for a month if you're careful. Your first assignment, Sherwood, the Nottinghamshire side. Shepherds have reported Thestrals. The ministry doesn't intervene. Too far from muggles. Too few complaints. You apparate to the forest's edge. The woods are silent, damp. The earth soft from rain. Thestral tracks led deeper. Hoofprints narrow like a horse's, but heavier. You follow them for 2 hours, wand in hand, knife at your belt. Your heart beats steadily. This isn't fear yet. Fear will come later, when you first witness the death of what you've killed. The Thestral grazes by a stream. You see it. You've seen death. That's the condition. Your mother, 3 years ago, slowly, from illness. You sat by the bed, held her hand, watched her breath fade. After that, you see Thestrals. The creature is black, skeletal, wings leathery. It drinks, oblivious to you. You retrieve a vial of draught, soak a rag, toss it forward. The Thestral lifts its head, sniffs, approaches. The potion takes a minute. It lies down, breathing heavily, eyes open, watching you. You approach with the knife. Only certain bones are required. Scapulae, tibiae, skull fragments. The rest, they don't buy. You work quickly. The knife resists, cartilage crunches. The blood is dark, cold. Thestrals have no voice, only a wet, brief rasp, then silence. You wrap the bones in oilcloth, stow them in your pack. The rest you bury, shallow. No time. By evening, scavengers will come, ordinary or magical. It makes no difference. Your first handoff, a cellar in Diagon Alley, 3 levels down. A knock at the door, a password. The exchange through a slot. They count the money in silence. 50 galleons. You leave without looking back. At home, your wife asks where you've been. You answer. Forest work, contract for herbs. She nods. Whether she believes you or not doesn't matter. Money on the table, food in the house. The rest is detail. The second job comes a week later. A unicorn. A forest in Scotland. Private estate. The owner dead. Heirs in London. Uninterested in the land. Unicorns remain. The ministry doesn't know or pretends not to. You apparate at night. The moon full, the forest silvered. You track the unicorn by hoof prints. They leave a faint glow on the ground, a magical trace, fading within the hour. You move quickly. The unicorn is by a spring, young, its horn short, not yet fully formed. It raises its head, sees you, doesn't flee. Unicorns don't fear humans, not until the first blow. You take out the draft, soak grass by the water. The unicorn approaches, sniffs, eats. The potion works slower than on the Thestral. The unicorn lies down but doesn't sleep. It watches you, large dark eyes, something like a question in them. You don't answer. You take out the shears, special, enchanted, clamp the horn at the base, cut without blood. So the client says, the horn will grow back in 7 years. You don't know if that's true. The shears resist. The unicorn jerks, tries to rise, can't. The potion holds. You press harder. The horn cracks at the root. Blood, silver, thick, wells in droplets. You collect it in vials. 3 vials. The client requested 5. The unicorn stops breathing on the 4th. Its heart gives out. You stop, stare. Eyes open, empty. The horn in your hand still warm. You wrap it, hide it away. You leave the body, no time to bury it. The forest will take it. That night, you don't sleep. You lie with open eyes seeing the unicorn, its gaze. Your hands ache. A strange pulling pain, like a burn from within. By morning, the pain hasn't passed. You rub salve for burns on your hands. It doesn't help. Within a week, the pain spreads to your shoulders. A healer in Diagon Alley examines you, shakes his head. He speaks carefully. Contact with unicorn blood without protection. It accumulates. You ask what that means. He doesn't answer directly. He names a treatment, a price. The price is steep. You set money aside. You take another job. 3rd, 4th, 5th. Thestrals, unicorns, sometimes hippogriffs. The ministry guards hippogriffs loosely. Few are bred, fewer remain in the wild. But there's a market. Feathers for potions, talents for amulets. You capture a hippogriff in Wales. An old male, nest abandoned. It doesn't resist long. Draft, net, knife, quick. You don't look into its eyes. That's a rule you've made for yourself. To look is to see is to remember. To remember is not to sleep. The money accumulates. You count it every night, sort it into pouches, for treatment, for debt, for the children, for the house. Your wife asks why you've grown so thin. You answer, hard work, the forest, the cold. She touches your hands, flinches. Your hands are cold, skin dry, the color of old parchment. You pull them away. She's silent. Doesn't ask again. The pain is constant now. Hands, shoulders, chest. At night, you cough. Dry, prolonged. Blood on the handkerchief. Dark, nearly black. The healer says unicorn blood doesn't forgive. The curse is slow. 3 years, maybe 4. If you stop contact, longer. You nod. You ask about treatment. He shakes his head. There is no cure, only delay. The cost, 200 galleons. You have 100. You ask him to wait. He agrees. 1 month. You take 2 jobs back to back. The 6th job, a unicorn foal. The client wants young, soft horn, purer blood. Pays triple. You return to the same forest. The foal is by the stream, alone. Its mother killed. Recently, blood on the grass. Poachers or beasts. The foal stands beside the stain, doesn't leave. It looks at you, approaches, nuzzles your hand. You stand still. Your hand rises, automatic, strokes it. The coat is soft, warm. The foal snorts, trusting. You reach for the vial of draught. You stop. You stand there, long. The foal waits. You put the vial away. You leave, quickly, without looking back. You tell the client the forest is empty, the unicorns have migrated. He frowns but nods. Gives you a new location. You go. You find an adult unicorn. You work, fast, mechanical. You don't think of the foal. Thinking is forbidden. To think is to stop. To stop is to admit. You return a week later. The foal is gone, no tracks. Maybe it left. Maybe someone else found it. You don't search. You leave. That night, you dream of it, standing, watching, not running. You wake with a shout. Your wife shakes your shoulder, asks what happened. You don't answer. She lies back down, turns away. Between you, a coldness, not anger, not resentment. Something else. Understanding that you are no longer who you were. 7th, 8th, 10th, clients' faces blur together. Forests look the same. Creatures differ. Unicorns, Thestrals, once even a young dragon. A ministry breeding facility, an escape. They're searching, but not here. You find it first. The dragon is weak, underfed. You need only the blood. For potions. The dragon dies quickly. You don't know if from wounds or from fear. You collect the blood, leave the body. They'll find it in a day, write it off as an accident. The pain intensifies. You drink pain-relieving potions, cheap ones, from the back streets of Diagon Alley. They help for an hour, then it's worse, coughing blood every morning. The healer refuses further treatment. Not enough money, not enough time. He says 6 months, maybe a year. Depends on how often you make contact. You nod. You make contact every week. There is no other way out. The children grow. Your eldest asks why you don't play with him anymore. You say, tired, work. He looks at your hands, skin gray, veins dark, pressing through. He turns away, afraid. You don't blame him. You understand. Your wife finds a vial, silvery liquid, sediment at the bottom. She asks what it is. You say, a potion for work. She looks at it for a long time. Then she says, you're dying. I can see it. You're silent. She says, stop this. You say, the debt is almost paid. She says, I don't need the debt paid. I need you. You lie down to sleep. You think, debt, treatment, children, winter ahead. Your wife is right, but so is the client. The money's good. You won't find other work. Not with your reputation. Not after what you've done. The ministry won't hire you. Legal sanctuaries won't either. This remains, or nothing. In the morning, you take the next job. The 11th job is special. A new client, a different meeting place. Not Diagon Alley. Nocturne. The back room of a pub. The smell of old beer and rat droppings. The client wears a mask. Voice altered by a spell. He requests unicorn blood. A lot. 10 vials. Pays 1,000 galleons. You ask why so much. He doesn't answer. You agree. 1,000. That's treatment. That's a year of life. Maybe 2. You go to the forbidden forest. Forbidden, but there's no other choice. Unicorns are there. Hogwarts guards them, but not everywhere. You know places the patrols don't reach. You apparate to the border. Walk on foot. 3 hours. The forest is dark, alive. The trees whisper, not metaphor, actual whispers. Magic here is thick, ancient. You don't listen. You follow the tracks. The unicorn is in a clearing, not alone. 3 of them. A mare, 2 foals. You stop. The plan was an adult, alone. Here is a family. You stand. You think. 1,000 galleons. Treatment. Life. You take out the vial of draft. Your hands tremble. For the first time in a year, you pause. You look at the foals. They're playing, running, nudging each other. The mare watches you, doesn't flee. Trust. Or foolishness. Or perhaps she simply doesn't understand what you're here to do. You stand for a long time. The vial in your hand. Then you put it away. You leave. Quickly. You don't look back. You write to the client. Couldn't find any. The forest is empty. He doesn't believe you. Demands a meeting. You don't come. Contract broken. 1,000 galleons lost. Treatment cancelled. You return home. Your wife looks at you, silent. She sees something has changed. Doesn't ask. You sit at the table, count the money. Enough for 6 months. Maybe a year if you're careful. No treatment, no time. Only this remains: home, children, wife, torn in the window. Your eldest son approaches, places a hand on your shoulder. You flinch. He doesn't remove it. He stands. You look at him. He looks back, not afraid, or afraid but staying. You place your hand over his, your skin gray, cold. He doesn't pull away. Your wife comes from behind, embraces you silently. You close your eyes. For the first time in a year, you feel something other than pain and exhaustion, something like warmth, or forgiveness, or simply an ending. You die 8 months later, quietly at home, in your own bed. The healer comes near the end, does nothing, only watches, shakes his head. Your wife holds your hand. The children stand at the door, watching, silent. You want to say something. You can't. Words lodge in your throat, along with the blood. You close your eyes. You see the forest. You see the unicorn, the Thestral, the dragon. You see the foal that nuzzled your hand. You see the clearing, the family you didn't touch, the last thing you didn't take, the last thing you left behind. Darkness comes slowly. Not fright wife closes your eyes. The children cry softly. The healer records the time of death. Cause, curse, source, unicorn blood, irreversible. They bury you in a small cemetery behind the village, a stone without inscription. There wasn't money for it. Your wife comes every week, brings flowers. The children grow. The eldest becomes a healer. The younger ones don't remember you, only through their mother's stories. She doesn't say what you did. She says, "He worked in the forest." It's true. Incomplete, but true. The forest remains. Unicorns return to the places where you took them. Thestrals graze by the stream. A dragon in the ministry facility, new, young. Life continues. Without you. The market continues. Without you. Someone else takes the jobs. Someone else walks into the forest with a knife and vials. Someone else dies in a year, in 2, from the same blood, the same curse. The system doesn't change. Where there's demand, there's supply. The ban doesn't work if they pay enough. The ministry knows, turns a blind eye. Sometimes they catch someone. For the reports, the rest keep working, dying, replaced. The cycle closes. You were part of that cycle, a cog, one of many. You left. The cycle continues. The forest remembers. The unicorns remember. The blood remembers. But the world forgets. Quickly. In a year, no one will remember your name. In 5, they won't remember you existed at all. Only the unmarked stone will remain, and the forest, and the unicorns, and someone new, knife in hand, standing in the same clearing where you stood, looking into the same eyes, making the same choice, or a different one. It doesn't matter. The forest takes anyone. The blood takes anyone. The curse doesn't choose. You left. The forest remains. So it was. So it will be. Always.